Another guy took his life in Thailand, but this one seems a little different. What's up guys, Greeny. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about mental health. I was getting ready to sit down and make a different video about something else. Then I read something and it just changed my mind. I decided to just make a video on this topic today. This guy, here's a picture, a young guy. Usually it's older guys that have this issue here. And this guy didn't live here. He was on holiday. Says he was here coming to get some tattoos. Looks like he had a real pretty lady, I think in Australia. She had a kid, so he was getting ready to be a stepdad maybe. He was arrested in Phuket. Says he was rowdy and intoxicated. Doesn't go into specifics about exactly what he did or why he was arrested. Maybe disorderly person, maybe he was fighting, who knows. What happened is he was discovered deceased in his cell at the Phuket police station. The police state that they left for a half hour, went to lunch, came back and found him deceased. Family obviously is very upset about it. Says he wasn't suicidal. They don't believe it, and they're upset and feel that the Thai police let him down because if he did commit suicide, he shouldn't have been left alone. But, you know, I'm here to tell you, this is Thailand. The way everything works here is it's up to you. Everything's up to you. You want to take risks or do dangerous things, it's all up to you. There's nobody here to babysit for you or take care of you or anything like that. And I'm not going to get into specifics as to, you know, maybe something else happened, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know any details on what happened in the cell, so I'm not even going to get into that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about mental health here. Right before we get started, if you have an issue, there's a couple phone numbers you can call, and they're just little 4-digit numbers. You can call 1300 or 1323 on your phone, and you'll be directed to somebody to help you with mental health. So if you feel that way, you should go ahead and do that. What's different about this case is usually it's not a younger guy. It's usually, you know, older guys, my age, older, you know, I'm in my mid 50s, all the way up to 80. We had last week 2 guys that lived in the same building within hours of each other jumped. And one was 52, one was 81. Sounds like the 52-year-old had maybe some underlying health issues. It was actually his 3rd attempt, and I had heard that earlier in the day he had tried to jump from a lower balcony, went up and jumped from the higher balcony. Don't know if that's true or not. I did hear, though, that he had made several attempts. The other guy, 81 years old, you know, who knows? Who knows what happens at that age? But the problem here now, on top of the existing problems were alcoholism, depression. You know, there's many reasons why people come here. People come here to run away from their problems, and coming here usually doesn't change your problems if you have problems, because most problems are in here. And if you're at home and you didn't get the help that you needed, you're not going to get it here. I mean, it's just not a big mental health place. If you're depressed and you think coming to Thailand is going to help save you or whatever, get fixed in your home country before you come here, because you're not going to get any help here. It's that, you know, you may drink too much, you may deal with the wrong people. A lot of people have bad relationships here, especially if they already have some mental illness or depression. It's going to be hard to have a relationship here. Even with the Thais, mental health issues are very high, and they usually go untreated here. It's just not a big thing to deal with here in Thailand. So, you know, I want to say to any people that may be watching, if you have a relative or somebody that is considering moving here, they have mental health problems, don't let them come until they have their problems fixed. If you know somebody here and you're watching from another country or whatever, get them home. They're just not going to get the help they need here. You know, they need to get their problems solved in their home country. It's just not one of the higher things on the importance level here. Plenty of other issues that they're trying to work on, like road fatalities. That's, you know, the #1 issue that they have here, and you know, it's a long road before they can get any of that stuff fixed. So okay, so some of the reasons I think it could go up. I mean, marijuana is just everywhere here now. It's legalized, and you know, if you don't think it's going to cause highs and lows, I mean, you know, you're changing the chemistry of your mind. You know, you may feel great when you're high. The next day, you may come down and feel lonely or depressed. You may already be lonely. I mean, it's just going to intensify things. So when you add that on top of the abuse of alcohol here and the philandering with women that may break your heart, so many people get their hearts broken here. I mean, I just hear and see so many failed relationships. It's very difficult. A lot of times if you have a mental issue and you're dating, they may have a mental issue. I don't know. Sometimes people find each other with similar backgrounds, even though they're not from similar places. Who am I to talk about mental illness here? I mean, I'm just some guy that lives here. I make videos. I did have 30 years of law enforcement. I have a little bit of training and background in dealing with people with mental issues. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of them. Severe mental issues. I've dealt with people with multiple personality disorder. Back in the day when there was a lot more mental hospitals, I've taken a lot of people to the mental hospital. I've had to petition many people and take them to mental hospitals for being suicidal and all types of things like that. And it just doesn't work that way here. There's just nobody to look out for you. And if you think like, oh, I have a support system here, I have a lot of friends here, everybody here has their own life, their own problems. People aren't going to be like checking on you nonstop like you were at home with your family. And, if you come to Thailand, it's up to you. You're on your own. How can you know if you have mental illness? You're depressed. If you are depressed. If you're depressed, don't come here. It's not going to help. That's my advice. That's Greeny's advice for the day. I'm going to put in the description a list of some resources here that may be able to help. If you're thinking about doing something stupid, maybe just call and talk to somebody before you do it. All right. I know people that have taken their own lives. I know parents that have had children do this. I mean, this is, it's the worst thing that you could do to somebody. You're not doing it to yourself. You'll be gone. It's your relatives, family, friends, loved ones. It's those are the people that you're hurting. You're not hurting yourself because you're not going to feel anything. You'll be gone. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So think about it that way. If you're considering something like that, 6 months from now, things may change. Things could be different. Just give that some thought. Just a short little video I wanted to put out there in the subject because I don't know what it is right now, but it's been happening a lot lately. And it happens more than you would even think. I mean, there's a lot of times it happens that you just don't even hear about it. They kind of hide it. They take them to the hospital and, pronounce them there. So it's not on site at the different places. I mean, there's a lot of condos in different places. They don't want that type of news at their establishment, at their condo. They don't want it in the news, so it gets covered up. So it happens more than you can think. I know there's a lot of depressed people here. I know there are. Check the description, like I said. Reach out, find some help. Greeny out.